frozen. Let me know if you all can see and hear me on this live stream. Somebody type in a comment so I know that you're here. Let me see. Hey, can you see me? I'm going to put a message in the chat. All right, welcome back. Hey, everybody. It is good to see you all. I see Kakilia, Michelle, Monica, Benita, Vanessa, Rukia, Root Doctor, Megan, Regina, Amy, Nioka, Teresa, Donica, Portia. Hey, everybody. I'm glad you found me on the new location because I don't know what just happened with my screen freezing. Hopefully things will go great with this live stream. So for those of you who are new to the live stream, my name is Jamila White. I'm a psychic. I'm a life coach, Reiki master teacher, transformational retreat leader, 25 plus year entrepreneur. Used to be a marketing consultant before my life totally changed and kind of got called into doing this intuitive and spiritual thing. I am broadcasting to you live from my home in Barbados. I've been here for now over a year. I'm loving every minute of it. I go back and forth between here and the United States. And hey, Aaron, Jay, and Root Doctor, I see you guys. What's up, Gina? Thanks for finding me in a new location. I see you. Peace and love. So we are going to do readings tonight, but first I'm going to want to talk to you about a couple things. So when we get to the part about the readings, you're going to type in the word question in all caps or Q colon in all caps, and then type your question very briefly and concisely. Not yet, but keep it to like 2 or 3 lines because once it goes beyond that, I can't read beyond that and it's going to scroll off my screen pretty quickly. And there's a couple things I wanted to talk with you guys about. I've been quiet lately. I know you guys have noticed because people are in my inbox like, hey, are you okay? You haven't been on social media as much. I'm great. I first just took some time off for Christmas to be with my family and hang out back in Washington, D.C. area in Maryland. Shout out to the DMV. And then when I got back, I was just in a really quiet, reflective space. I was just receiving a lot. And then I started getting like downloads and creativity and all this stuff. And I've been working on some new things behind the scenes I am really, really excited about. And that's part of what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. So I just kind of paused with all of the posting, but I'm starting to get back into that. But I am in the process of creating some things. There's going to be even more announcements coming out in the weeks that follow. But for my DMV people, where are my DC, Maryland, and Virginia people at? Also, hey, Jamari, what's up? And Danae, peace and love. I see Jay still. Welcome, you guys. If you wouldn't mind hitting that share button again, if you're on Facebook or even if you're on YouTube, share so people can join in the conversation. They can find us, especially in the new location since we had to start the live stream over. What's up, Cindy and Jenna? Thank you guys. DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, also Pennsylvania, Delaware. Where are my Philly and Delaware peeps? And my North Carolina, South Carolina peeps. So especially DC, Maryland, Virginia, guess what? It's been 2+ years, but I am coming back for the Pathways Expo the weekend of April 2nd. On Sunday, April 2nd, I'll be there live and in person. First in-person event I've done in more than 2 years since the beginning of the pandemic. So if you are in that mid-Atlantic East Coast DC area and the greater region and you feel like coming to hang out for the day, it's only $10. It's $10. So definitely go to the Pathways, naturallivingexpo.com. Go to naturallivingexpo.com to get on their mailing list and to get signed up for that event. I got to fix my little power cord, just fell out. Hold on. The joys of live technology. There we go. Yeah, the joys of live technology. So I am really, really excited. It is always a treat to do the Pathways Expo. It's over 120 vendors usually. I don't know if they've changed the number due to some social distancing or whatever. And there's usually like 50+ workshops over the course of the day that you can select from. And like I said, it's $10. And then there's the expo floor. You can buy crystals. You can do all kinds of stuff. So Sunday, April 2nd, I think it's the 2nd, whatever it is, it's that Sunday, the 2nd or the 3rd. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but all day long I will be at the Pathways Expo in Maryland, in College Park, Maryland, which is right near Washington, D.C., my hometown. So make sure you come check it out if you're in that vicinity, or if you feel like doing a day trip. What's up, Faith and Portia, Indira, Kim, Sarah, Leslie, Gabby, Kelly. Well, you said, what about the dirty South? Hey, Michelle. I got to figure out how to get back to the South. This is my first event at all in 2+ years. So I'm going to start with my home base. But since I'm now in Barbados, it's hard to just come back for one event at a time. But I know Pathways is always huge and it's big for me. So I'm going to try to figure that out. I also heard a rumor, for those of you who go to Pathways, where are my Pathways people at? Put Pathways in the comments if you've ever been to a Pathways Expo. Hi, Kenya Martin. They are talking about going quarterly and not just twice a year. So that ought to be really interesting. They normally do spring and fall, but it looks like they're going to do spring, summer, fall, and winter. So we will see. Hey, my mom is in here, y'all. Ife Taya White. Hi, Mom. So I'm really excited about that. I want to know, what you guys have been up to. Tell me what's going on in your world. How have you been feeling? How's your energy? That's one of the things I want to talk about. I want to talk about energy. Hey, Brittany. Oh, look at all the Pathways people. Vanessa, I've been twice. Yes. Cindy and Brittany and Lisa, Peace and Love, and Michelle and Gabby and Tanya, all the Pathways people. I met a lot of you guys at Pathways. It's so much fun. Hey, Miss KP. What's up, Tasha? So, I'm really excited to be back. I will be teaching a workshop at Pathways, as well as I'll have a booth all day. So come say hi in person. I want to hug people. Like, I haven't hugged you guys in like 2 years, Danica says overwhelmed. Yes. And Dara says she went to Pathways last year with Henny and Floyd. Yeah, Floyd is a Pathways veteran. Zoe, caregiving. Okay, Aaron is doing well. How are you guys doing? Like, real talk. How's your energy level? Here's one of the things that I noticed among my clients, among my social circle, especially among the intuitive and energy sensitive people, and with myself. The last 2 years, even prior to the pandemic, a number of us talked about it, that there was this energy shift and we were feeling it, and a lot of us were talking about our level of energy sensitivity was getting stronger. Like, we were becoming more sensitive, and we're like, what's wrong? Why am I feeling everything? And yeah, Sarah said, woo child, face is drained. Zoe says overwhelmed. Vanessa says, I've been isolating. Shaddai said, took some time off to rest. Taniki says, all over the place. Scylla says, low today, but feeling better. Yeah. Aaron says, her business is doing well. Good. Georgia Lean says, lots of loss these past few weeks. Feeling overwhelmed and sad. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Benita says, energy's been up and down. Indira says, definitely more sensitive. Peace and Love says, I've been needing a long break. Moni says, high, drained. Yep. Tasha said, I feel new energy. Kelly said, emotionally unbalanced, like not feeling like myself. Yeah. Lakeisha says, heavy. Queen of Sheba says, getting stronger and stronger. Dominica says, feeling a transition and sensitive lately. Aaron is saying, drained. Lisa says, got the blues. Sorry, hun. Peace and Love says, too much going on. Aaron says, intense, lots of downloads. Yep. Nyoka, I hope I'm saying your name right. Says, lots of people exiting. Indira also saying, lots of death and transition. Liz is saying, overwhelmed with sensitive and crazy dreams. Hi, Palace. Root Doctor says, I feel like it's been easing up a bit, but still the same energy as the last 2 years with a little more hope. Yeah. Exhausted and drained. Michelle says, off kilter. Portia says, little sleep, crazy dreams, full moon madness. Yes, we also had big full moon last week. Misha says, feeling like completing a very karmic cycle generationally with lots of purging. Yeah. Kathleen says, lots of waves, lots of info coming through. KP says, overwhelmed and tired. Oh, Palace Rising said, this is Sydney. Hey, Sydney. I love you. Miss you. Cindy says, definitely more sensitive. Had to up my self-care and spiritual practices. This is what I want to talk about. This is exactly what I want to talk about. Thank you for saying that. Kelly says lots of shadows, lack of sleep, stress, more ringing. Jamari says inspired and motivated with lots of downloads. Yes. So what I've noticed too is my sensitivity, and of course, I'm a professional psychic and I'm like a super empath. And I thought I was already at level 10. My level of sensitivity has gone way, 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 way up, way up. And by the way, if you see this sexy zebra print, I went to the beach today, so I still got my beach clothes on. It's not just like I'm showing my bra. I actually have my bathing suit and cover up because I was at the beach. And yes, if you got the email, if you're on my newsletter and you saw the picture of me with the same outfit, yes, because I took that picture today at the beach and plopped it in the newsletter and sent the newsletter. So yeah, it is my level of sensitivity is just gone like off the charts when I thought I couldn't get more sensitive. And so what that has meant for me personally in my own self-care is it's meant that I've needed to do like I've had to make adjustments to my own like my own self-care. I've had to make adjustments to that. You know what, I just realized that I don't have a title up on this screen. Okay, let me put a title up here. Where's my title? Okay. It should say Jamila White, psychic and life coach up there. Yep, thank you. So yeah, Damali says drain, heavy, sensitive. Yes. Root Daughter says spiritual hygiene has been a major must. Yes. Lisa said her sister died. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Somebody on Facebook with no name says lots of ringing. Yeah. Scylla says I did a spiritual bath. So yeah, so there's been a shift, an energy shift. It started 2 years ago, and we're still in this season, but we're kind of transitioning out. But one of the things that I have noticed energetically, it may also be astrologically. I have to get Tracy back on one day, Tracy Rogers, to come talk about the astrology of what's happening. But what I'm seeing is people who are already sensitive, whether they call themselves empaths or intuitives or HSPs, highly sensitive people, are already feeling sensitive. And now what I'm seeing is people are feeling more sensitive. People who may not call themselves that, but just people who like pick up on the vibes are feeling sensitive. It's different dreams. They're feeling other people's energy very acutely, or just here's what I'm seeing a lot of. People are feeling drained, exhausted, agitated, anxious, sad. And a lot of that has to do with what they're experiencing in their own lives or what they have been experiencing and all of the adjustments that they've had to make. Sometimes losses of loved ones, sometimes loss of lifestyle, loss of income, maybe loss of social connections. So that's happening. But there's also this whole other layer of feeling other people's stuff. The sensitive people of our world are not just feeling their own stuff, but they are feeling the collective grief, the collective illness, the collective sadness. Also in the United States and in other places in the world in the last 2 years, there's been a racial reckoning around the treatment of people of color, and specifically Black, brown, and red people in this country. From indigenous to Africans who were trafficked and sold into slavery, and what has happened in the last several centuries coming to a head. People are feeling the weight of the political environment in the United States and abroad. And so what happens with that, and also feeling the collective, what your community is feeling, your family, your network, your community, your state, your country, you as a sensitive person are feeling the weight of that. So it's, as empaths, that's the word that I'm going to use for describing us who are energetically sensitive, is we're feeling all of our stuff and whatever you have going on in your own personal life, plus we're feeling the collective. We're feeling that energy from the collective. And it doesn't always register as I am feeling the neighborhood today. It registers as I feel really tired. I feel really overwhelmed. I feel exhausted. I feel I'm having issues in my body, pains that come from nowhere and nobody can identify what they are, or conditions and illnesses being exacerbated. And a lot of this is because what you are feeling and what you're sensing is not even yours, but because it doesn't show up as this belongs to Bob and this belongs to Shakira and this. It just feels, empaths don't feel like I'm feeling Bob's problems today. It's like, wow, why am I so tired? Wow, why am I so sad? Wow, like suddenly I feel irritated for no apparent reason. It just kind of came out of the blue. And one of the ways that it shows up when it's not yours is it often comes quickly, like just suddenly. But what happens over time is when we are in a very intense period, like we have been with the pandemic, it can show up as it never goes away, because it's just when one goes away, another layer has come, and another layer has come, and another layer has come. So the question is, what are you going to do with that energy and for your self-care? And just like you have physical hygiene, body hygiene, like you bathe regularly and you brush your teeth regularly and you wash your hair regularly, whatever interval it is that works for you. It's not like you're saying, I am washing off this particle of dust and I'm washing off this little bit of debris. You're just washing because it's a practice, it's a routine, it's a habit. You got to get in the practice of energy hygiene. So you don't have to say, I'm washing off this person and I passed by somebody on the subway and I'm washing off that person. You're just collectively doing a regular energy cleanse, whatever that means for you. And that has to be part of your self-care, as well as some form of grounding, which if you do grounding first, you have less to wash off later. It's kind of like Teflon. Less of other people's stuff is going to stick to you if you start off your day grounded. And whatever that grounding practice looks like for you, whether it's meditation, prayer, journaling, sometimes exercise, Reiki, whatever that looks like for you, even just focusing on your breathing for 1 minute in the morning can change the tone and the energy for you for the rest of the day, as opposed to just waiting to the end of the day and just trying to get everything off of you, right? So you got to have some kind of energy hygiene with that. So I'm just curious, what are you guys, what are your self-care practices? What are you doing to help you stay grounded through all of this? Just for yourself. And a lot, some of us also have family responsibilities. A lot of parents, moms, dads are in this forum. Sometimes people are caretaking for other relatives, sometimes for your parents or other loved ones as well. But I want to know what you're doing for you. Tell me, put it in the chat. Angela says yoga. Tanika says coloring. Yes, yes. Meditation. Absolutely. Yeah. So someone's asking about readings and am I a psychic? Yes, and we're going to be doing readings today too as well. Not yet. Aaron says essential oils. Kathleen says nature. Vanessa says journaling and starting to work out again. Tara also journaling. Shaddai, I hope Shaddai, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly. Says writing. Palace says spiritual baths. Yeah, meditation, walks in nature. I'm seeing all of these different ones. Sound bath. Yeah, I went to an amazing sound bath here in Barbados yesterday. Shout out to Hadari. For those of you in Barbados, or just whether you're in Barbados or not, go on Instagram and look up Bajan Buddha, Bhajan Buddha, for Hadari. He does sound baths here. He's really great. Michelle said golf. Yes. KP says acupuncture. Cindy says prayer, blessing my head, breath work, shielding. 4 a.m. walks with sauna afterwards, inspired by nature. Okay. Great. Mom says beach walks. Yeah, my mom walks every morning on the beach where she lives in South Carolina at sunrise. Vivian says, hey, Vivian, hiking, sound therapy, walks to ground myself, says Zoe. Faith says sound bath, sound cool. Yeah, it is very cool. Google in your area and see who's doing a sound bath in your city. Sound bath is basically, and each practitioner may do it differently, but you're usually laying on the ground, or you may be sometimes it's after yoga, sometimes it's by itself. And the sound bath practitioner or the sound healing practitioner has different singing bowls, meditation sound bowls, gongs, chimes, prisms, all kind of things. Each person does it differently, but when it's done well, you really feel those sounds and notes like in your body and in your spirit. It's awesome. Hey, Dominitris. Salt shower, painting, music, meditation, back to walking. Nyoka says tree hugging. Michelle says meditation, massages. Yeah, this is great. Tisha says a Bayesian Badu. No, it's Bayesian Buddha. I can't type it in the chat yet, but it's Bayesian Buddha if you Google him on or look him up on IG. His name is Hodari. Yeah, Aaron says deep breathing, hanging out with the cats, crystals, and Reiki. Yes. Hey, Amani. Amani says, I am too blessed to be stressed or depressed. I know that's right. It's good to see you in here, Imani. I hope to see you at Pathways. It's been a while. Oh, wow. We've got a bunch of people in here. It's over 100 people in here between Facebook and YouTube. This is great. So this is exactly the kind of thing I want to talk about, because what I've been seeing, what I've been sensing is the most sensitive among us, not only are they feeling the weight of the world, but are often holding space for other people, whether they do so in their careers, in the paid whatever, as healers in a profession, in all of the healing professions, as pastors and ministers and teachers and Reiki masters and massage therapists and hairstylists and psychics and all of that. Therapists, bless all the therapists and the doctors and the nurses and other healthcare workers, or whether they're just that one in their family or in their circle of friends who is the one who holds space for everyone. When another person has a problem, the first one they call out of their group is you. Raise your hand or type in a 5 if that person is you in your family, in your circle of friends, in your group text. When someone has a problem or wants to talk, that you're the first one that they reach out to. Type in a 5 if that's you. Yeah, Aaron says 5. Yeah, lots of 5s. Okay. Look at all the 5s, 5s, 5s. All the 5s. So many 5s. I can't even click on it quick enough to put it on the screen. Yeah. If you have put in a 5, you need to be doing self-care, and you may even need to adjust your self-care, because what used to work for you a year ago or even 3 months ago may not work for you anymore. It may not, things have shifted, and what used to work for you may not work anymore, and that's okay. Okay, it's okay. So yeah, so this is what has inspired me to start creating some new things, new offerings, new ways of being of service. And that's one of the things I want to talk about tonight. Is I have some new things coming down the pipeline. One is I am creating a course, an online course with a live component for overwhelmed energy sensitive people who need some tools to manage their energy, tools to release other people's energy off of them, and support from me and from their peers. And I just feel like this is something that's needed. So I'm working on a course. It's like a 4-week self-study. You can go at your own pace, but there's a live component as well. And so if this sounds like something that you might be interested in, type a heart. Type a heart. Aaron says depletion. Yep. Yeah. Oh, for those in the DC area, Maryland, Vivian says that Stacy of Stay Center does sound therapy in the Laurel Crofton, Maryland area. Okay. I'm not familiar with her, but definitely check that out. Google it, ask around, see if other people are doing sound healing in your area or whatever works for you. Look at all these hearts coming out. Wow. Like, okay. This is it. So this whole energy sensitive empath, I need some support. I need some tools. I need other people who get me and don't think I'm weird because I'm feeling all the feels. Yes. Okay. This is awesome. Thank you for that. Wow. 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 It's a whole lot of you guys. Okay. Let me ask you this question. So what do you need support with the most in terms of your level of energy sensitivity and your empath self, your highly sensitive self, or just the self that feels all the vibes? What support do you need? How can I best support you? Or what questions do you have specifically around managing your energy, managing overwhelm, or managing your energy boundaries? What specifically can I do to help you as I'm putting these resources together? I really want it to be really useful for you. So what specifically? People are still putting hearts, or the hearts are still showing up. Hey, Akeisha. Hi, Wallace. Welcome. Monica says, I need tools to manage. Hey, Afiba. She says, I want to be able to get quality sleep. How not to feel completely drained, says Jill. Dealing with being overwhelmed, says Danae. Amanda says, grounding and releasing what I absorb from my clients. Peace and love says, dealing with overwhelmment. Tara says, learning to live my life well amidst the energy I feel. Faith says, direction, support, and encouragement. Palace says, keeping other folks' energy and spirits away from me. Zoe says, being able to deflect my father's toxic energy. Okay. Ella says, assistance with blocking other energy. Okay. Nyoka says, living in a capitalistic world and pretending in each environment like work. Oh, how many people are doing this? How many people relate to this comment of, I feel like I have to be someone else in order to make a living or to go to my place of work, whether your place of work is through home or actually in a physical place. How many people relate to that? Okay, and while they're answering that, Benita said spiritual hygiene techniques. Teresa says boundaries. Yeah. Tanya says, this is a good question. How do I know whether I'm taking on other people's energy as opposed to it being me? That's a great question. Well, the thing is, sometimes it doesn't matter, because when you feel sad, you feel sad. And it doesn't matter whether it came from you or someone else. You may need to deal with that. But the best thing, in my opinion, is prevention. To do what you can to ground yourself so that it doesn't stick on you in the first place. And then secondly, having regular energy hygiene. It's kind of like a car. You have your basic car wash and then you have your detail. Like, I got to get all up in the crevices and get this gunk out of the crevices around my, shifter knob and all of that stuff. And then the crevices and the air vents and all of that. So you need both. You need the regular cleaning, and then you need the deep cleaning. And sometimes if you haven't done a deep cleaning and you're starting at a level of a lot of debris, just the regular cleaning may not be enough. You may need to go deeper, start fresh, and then do the maintenance cleaning, whatever that looks like for you. Taiwo says, tools to use for the elders that I'm caring for. Okay, yeah. Awesome. A lot of people are relating to the idea of feeling like they need to be somebody else at their job. Faith says, how to tell the difference between intuition and anxiety. Okay, this is really good. This is really helpful for me as I am preparing these materials for you, and I will incorporate this. I don't have the bandwidth today and the time to answer all those questions about that, but those are the things I'm going to be putting into the materials. And the course itself is going to be very, very affordable because I want as many people as possible to have these tools. So stay tuned. This is going to be launching in March, which is just in a couple of weeks. And if you're not on my mailing list, DM me, private message me, and put mailing list and put your email, your first name, if it's not the same as your Facebook name, because you know how y'all do. Y'all don't put your government name on that thing. Some of y'all, you know who you are. But put your first name and your email address, and double check the email address to make sure there's no typos in it. But DM me through my business page. Jamila, it says Jamila White, psychic and life coach. That's my business page. Or you can go to facebook.com/inspired Jamila. Yeah, okay. If you haven't already, click that share button, let people know you're in here, and feel free to tag individual people that you know need to be in here, whether they catch us live or they catch that recording. So tag your friends, put the @ sign and type their name in so that it pops up so they can see that you're in here and they can join this discussion and get what they need to get. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you about that I've been working on, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So some of you who've been around for a minute, and there's even people here who've been on retreat with me, but one of my favorite things to do is to host retreats. And it's actually not just one of my favorite things to do, but it's where I do some of my very best work. Like, if you spend time in this container of support with me, and working with yourself for whatever transformation that you want to work on, you're going to be transformed. You're going to come in one day as this, and then a couple of days later, you're going to leave out as that, right? it's totally different. And I can do more with someone in retreat than I can with them, in an hour consultation or a half hour consultation as a psychic and a medium. So it's one of my favorite things to do. And it's one of the most effective things I do. People really feel that transformation. So along the lines of creating support for empaths, I am going to be announcing very soon, drum roll, I'll be announcing the details soon, but I am going to be bringing a retreat here to Barbados. So for energy sensitive people, empaths who need to breathe, who are overwhelmed, who are exhausted, whose energy sensitivity is going off the charts and they may not know what to do with it. Or even people who are managing their energy, but they want to go deeper with that and really see their energy sensitivity as a superpower and not something that they're victimized by their own sensitivity. And so this is the direction of my work. This is the new direction that things are going into. And so for people who are serious about really wanting to make that shift and one, to release, but also to go deeper within themselves, and not just for the sake of I need to be able to discern energy, but when you are in tune with energy, especially your own, it opens up so many doors for you in terms of guiding the direction of your life. When you are aware of what's yours and what's not, when you are aware of what's intuition versus what's anxiety, when you are aware when your heart is saying yes versus when your brain is just chattering, it puts you on a path for more joy and more peace and more abundance. And I'm not speaking about theory, because this is something that I've studied and learned and applied in my own life. And it led me right to Barbados. That didn't take overnight to get here, but it led me to this place, which is a container for my life and a container for so much joy. And like, this is my happy place. And I get to live here and be here every day and wake up to this. And like today, I just spent time looking at the ocean. I was, at the beach with some friends and eating great food and just chilling at the beach and just looking at the water. Like, I am never, ever, 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 ever going to get tired of looking at this water and this color of this water. Look, this beautiful, clear turquoise blue on this white sand. Like, I've been here over a year and it is still like new every time I look at it. And so I'm bringing this up because, one, the things that I want to share with people in retreat and teach in retreat and facilitate in retreat is whatever your happy place is, whether it's an actual location or it's a place within inside of yourself and a way of being and a way of living, I want to help you access that through understanding your own energy. So like, what I'm creating this retreat is not like, oh, I just want to go on vacation to Barbados. That's not what this is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you want to come here to Barbados and go on vacation, I will recommend some places for you to stay, some things to do, and some places to eat. But if you want to do the work of releasing what's no longer serving you so that you can be an empowered empath and not someone who just feels like I can't manage my energy. And there's no judgment with that, because I've been there. I have been clinically depressed, diagnosed multiple times. I've been diagnosed with anxiety disorders, and there were times when I was having panic attacks every day, vomiting every morning because I would wake up with a panic attack. Like, I understand what that's like. So, and part of that was energy sensitivity. There's a lot, many factors to that, but one of the factors was energy sensitivity. The amount of input that I was getting from everything around me was a lot, plus my own stuff that I needed to deal with. So, yeah. But anyway, back to this concept of this retreat. So I'm putting this together so that an intimate group of women can come here and spend 5 nights and 6 days in this beautiful healing place. Barbados is a healing place. There's magic here. The sea is healing, the ocean is healing, and Barbados is in a unique position where the Caribbean Sea is on one side and the Atlantic Ocean is on the other side. So you get both, plus, the lush greenery and the wildlife. And I don't know if you can hear it because the way my video filter is set up is it kind of filters out background noise, but I can hear the tree frogs in the background. They kind of sound a little bit like crickets. So, for people who are really thinking that it's time for a shift, and they're ready to step into the best version of themselves, this is the kind of person that I want to work with as far as the retreat. And in terms of everybody, the course will be open to everybody. That will be a very affordable option to work with yourself and get the kind of tools you need. But if you want the support in implementing the tools and you want to do it with me, and you also like spa treatments and oceans and catamarans and breathing, like breathing slow and just like pause and relax, then this is going to be an opportunity for you. And I'm going to make it really easy to do so, so that it it is a value add to your life. So, question was, are non-binary genderqueer folks welcome as well? Yes, yes, we'll talk about that. But yes, so when I'm ready to announce it, that will be very soon in the next couple of weeks. And it's going to be the end of June, the last week in June, June 26th to July 1st. Yeah, I'm so excited. Like the stuff that I am planning and the way that we are going to experience this, like this is one of the best things I've ever done, like hands down. I've done some pretty cool stuff. But this is one of the best things I've ever done, I've ever created and birthed. And so I thank you guys for your patience as I pull together the details so that I can formally announce it. But I really, 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 really am excited to work with 12 people about this, women and people who identify as women, and people who may fit in a category that isn't easily described. But let's talk. Okay. So that being said, I want to open up the floor for questions. First, let's ask questions about, if you have questions about the upcoming course of the retreat, you can post them here. And after the program later on, like tomorrow, I'll be able to go in and answer some of the questions if I'm not able to answer them on the screen. And then after that, we're going to move into some intuitive mini readings, and I will be taking questions about that. But right now, if you've got a question just about the stuff I'm working on, I'll do my best to answer it, short of actually making the announcement where people can sign up, because I'm in the process of getting all of that set up for you. Misha, yes. Okay, moon cycle ongoing for weeks now. Is it spiritual? I feel it is. It is probably spiritual and physical. And first of all, let me start by saying I'm not a doctor or a health practitioner. Get yourself checked out. If your body is behaving in ways that are unfamiliar to you or concerning to you, you know your body. If something is off, go get it checked out. But I also believe that for everything that happens physically in our body, there is a spiritual, emotional, energetic component with that. So that doesn't mean you don't need medical treatment, but address the medical side while you're addressing the spiritual side. If something is off, get it taken care of, get it looked into. But a lot of people are experiencing, women are experiencing, or people with uteruses are experiencing change in their menstrual cycles lately. I'm actually hearing quite a bit of that. How long is the retreat? The retreat is 5 nights. If you're not sure you identify as HSP, would you still recommend the retreat? Yeah, I don't care what label you give yourself. If you are feeling the vibes, if you are a person who feels the vibes and feels overwhelmed or exhausted by the vibes, then I'm talking to you. I don't care what you label yourself as. I may call it an empath retreat, but that's just a name. The work we're going to be doing is energy work, and to identify energy patterns, to release energy patterns, and to learn how to leverage our energy to receive love, abundance, peace, and to ground ourselves. Like, I want you to come to Barbados literally and leave everything behind, leave all that shit on the ocean, on the sand, on the beach, and go back home lighter. That's what I want you to do. Sharon says, will there be a payment plan option? Oh, but of course, there will be a payment plan option. I'm working out the details, but there will likely be a deposit and 2 to 3 monthly payments, depending on when you sign up. The earlier you sign up, the more payments you'll be able to get. Mila said, did I say the retreat dates are June 26th to July 1st, Friday? Yes. With people also will have the ability to come earlier and stay later if they want to add days. She said, really? Yes, really. Benny said, what if you label yourself as a man? Hey, Benny, first of all, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. And Benny has been on retreat with me. I think it was my very first retreat that I did in South Carolina back in 2014. Um, there will be opportunities for you. It may not be this particular retreat. I'm still kind of feeling that out. My guidance initially was for women, but let's see. So if you feel like this is calling you, then reach out and let's talk. Those who are parents, are children allowed? Nope, not on this event. There will be other opportunities in the future for families, but not for this one. Actually, I'm going to be real. This, for the retreat itself, not only are children not involved, but partners who are not registered in the retreat are not going to be allowed during the actual days of the retreat, because I want people to be able to focus on their own energy without the distraction of someone else. And a lot of times we are so connected and caretaking and what other people are thinking, and it's going to be very difficult for you to recognize the boundaries between your energy and someone else's when that person is there 24/7, unless they are also doing the work of the retreat. Now, whether they come before or after and you extend the retreat, that's a whole nother category of things, and that should be fine. But to be honest, this is not a vacation. This is work. This is a program. Okay. Do you have good Wi-Fi? I'm talking to you. Usually it is. I had a glitch. I think it was a Facebook glitch earlier with the live stream. But one of the reasons why I love Barbados is the infrastructure. Barbados has excellent Wi-Fi and excellent infrastructure, and it actually is not considered a developing nation, unlike most of the nations in the Caribbean. So, yes. Will I do a retreat in the States? Ooh, will I do a man's retreat? That's a good question. I don't know that I'll do a man's retreat just because 95% of the people who are my clients identify as women. So I don't know if that's the case. I may do a general retreat that everybody can attend, or I know people who do men's retreat around this work. One of them is Manifest Ra, Manifest in DC, Manifest Ra, and the second name is RA. Look him up. He does a lot of work around men's energy work and spiritual work. Jamari said, me and Benny can have our own retreat on the side. Yep. Tamisha said, I had a dream on the night of the solstice with the number 626 being said to me repeatedly. Did you play the lottery number? Because that's the first thing I would do. If you've been on my live stream before, I'm constantly trying to get the angels and the ancestors to give me a lottery number, and they're just like, no. I did do a scratch off the other day because I had won a raffle last week, and I was like, let me go buy a lottery ticket. And I did win like 10 Barbados dollars in a scratch off, which is equivalent to $5 US. So, but I'm still trying to get lottery numbers from my angels and ancestors. Don't work that way. I know people. There's people who I know personally who are in this live stream whose ancestors give them winning lottery numbers on the regular, 500, 200, 10,000 out. Like there's somebody in this live stream right now whose deceased grandmother be hooking her up. Oh, thank you, Benny. He said my retreats are amazing. Thank you. Okay, so any other questions about the empath course? Like I said, before I launched the course and before I officially announced the retreat, I'm actually going to do another live stream specifically around talking about exactly what's included with that and answering very specific questions about the empath course that's coming up and the empath retreat that's coming up. But I wanted to put a bug in your ear so that you all can start thinking about it, especially for the retreat you're thinking of going, because it will be limited to 12 people. And I'm looking for people who are not looking to just go on vacation, but who really are ready to transform and to invest in themselves in that way. Okay. Sarah's grinning. I know why you're grinning. Sarah says 752. Y'all ain't here for me, but if it was me, I'd be playing that number, especially in South Carolina. Okay. Okay, so it's time for some readings. Who wants to do readings? Who wants to do a reading? If you want to do a reading, put Q or question in all caps so I can spot it more easily, and then type your question very succinctly, briefly, not a whole paragraph, because I literally will not be able to see it. Amanda says, should I continue my work with clients? I've been feeling so off lately. I'm torn as to what direction I'm going. So, Amanda, I think you've already answered your own question as an energy sensitive person. You're feeling off. And it may mean just temporarily press the pause button until you can get grounded and get clear. Because what it feels like to me is not, it feels like to me, Amanda, that it's not about yes or no, work with them or not, but it's about, do I need to change the way that I'm working with clients? The way that you're working with clients may not be serving you anymore, which means it's not serving them as well anymore, even if they think you're great, but they'll be thinking you're even better when you're at your best. So I get the sense that it's time to kind of just pause and tune in. I think there are some shifts coming with how you work with your clients. And one of the specific shifts that I'm getting, Amanda, has to do with you're trying to pour from an empty cup. That doesn't work. You fill up your own cup and pour from the overflow because you are exhausting yourself trying to give people something from yourself versus receiving it from spirit and passing it on to them, whether it's healing or insights or reading or whatever. You're trying to give it from you, and that's causing an energy deficit. You're pouring from an empty cup instead of, like, put your cup under the faucet, and as the faucet is filling up the cup, you pour from the overflow. Because right now there's nothing pouring into the cup, and you're trying to scrape out the bottom of the cup, and that's one of the reasons why you feel off. That's what I'm picking up. I hope that resonates with you. All right, Tamara Small. What can I look forward to in terms of career in 2022? All right, Tams, take a deep breath. Everybody breathe. Everybody breathe. Take a nice deep slow inhale. Nice deep slow on the exhale. I always realized I lied to you guys already when I said I wasn't going to do a long session today because it's already been an hour and we're just getting to the readings. But that's okay. It's good. It's all good. All right. What can I look forward to in terms of career this year? Okay, I actually like the vibes for you for the career for this year, especially the second half of the year. I feel like there's something from the past that's coming back, whether this is an old employer or an old colleague that you used to work with or an old classmate, but something or someone or an old location, something or someone from the past is coming back into your life or reconnecting with you, and that's going to be a bridge to where your career goes next. So it's like something from the past shows up and it connects you to either an opportunity to or to advancement. But I really like your career outlook for the second half of this year. I also feel like for you, this is a year where your advancement also relates to you working more independently and having more autonomy. And whether that means you need to kind of go within first to clarify your ideas and or your skills, and then go external. I'm getting go within first, and that's going to be the key that unlocks the door for the second half, and that other serendipitous thing from the past kind of popping back in. It may be from a long, long time ago too. There's also an older male here. It feels like a grandfather, mother's father or mother's grandfather, mother's paternal grandfather. I like his energy. He's looking out for your career. He's talking about helping to open some doors for you. He's also wanting to talk about your love life. And he's giving me the sense that there's a positive development this year as well in your love life. So you're asking about career, but he's really excited about that. All right. Great question. Okay, Georgeline has a question. She said, I just met a stranger, really like him, and he likes me too. Should we proceed and trust? Ready for something new? If you like him and he likes you, why are you asking me if you should proceed? I'll tell you why. Because there's something about this that's not feeling right to you. You like him and he likes you, but you're still wondering, should you proceed? So there's something in the back of your mind or in your spirit that is saying, I don't know. There's something here. I really like him and I want to just jump forward, but there's something. I don't know what it is yet, but there's something. So, what my suggestion to you, Georgeline, is to proceed with observation. So, allow yourself to observe without projecting what you want it to be, and see how this person behaves, see how he behaves. Because right now, and this is another thing about empaths, I think I want to either include this in the empath course or create a whole nother course just for this topic about empaths and dating and relationships. Because woo, child, it took me 40 years to learn how to manage myself as an empath with dating. One of the things that empaths tend to do is when we meet someone new or are dating someone, even if it's been a little while, we can actually feel their attraction to us. We can feel it. We can feel it. We're like, oh, this person is attracted to me. And then what we do is we start basing our decisions about how we move forward and how we interact in this relationship. And we just start leaping forward because we can feel that they're attracted to us. And so we skip the part where they need to demonstrate consistency. We've already skipped right over that because I can feel this person wants me in this moment, regardless of what their situation is, including the situation they haven't finished yet or cleaned up yet. I can feel their attraction to me. Now, attraction does not mean relationship ready. Attraction doesn't mean ready, willing, and able to participate in a loving, transparent, grounded, mature relationship. It just means attraction. And so as empaths, what we start doing is this person likes me, so I'm going to start doing all the things as if we're further down in the relationship. And then over time, what happens is the other person didn't step up because they were attracted, but they weren't ready or they weren't willing to put in the effort to grow and nurture the relationship. And yet we're doing all the things on our end. And then we end up getting resentful that we have to drag this person along or that they won't come along, whether it's an emotional commitment or an actual commitment or just being consistent in their engagement with us and how they interact with us. And then we end up feeling hurt and resentful. Does anybody relate to that? Yes. Yes. Okay. So to answer your question, George Lean, is what behaviors is this person showing me on a consistent basis over time that lets me know that they are serious, that they are ready, that they are willing, that they are able to participate in the kind of relationship that I desire? And that is a whole different question than attraction. So the only remedy for that is time. Now, you can also trust your intuition, which can tell you if there's something that's off even before the evidence presents itself. Because a lot of, the way intuition works is you need intuition or evidence. You don't need intuition and evidence. If you have evidence, you don't need intuition. If you have intuition, you don't need evidence. Bounce when it's time to bounce. And if you stay to find out if you were right, you've stayed too long. Now, I'm not saying that this person is not right for you, George Lean, but I'm saying is that right now I can feel your energy. Like this is your energy body, right? Your energy self, your energy, your heart energy is all the way over here, way over there connected to this person. Call your energy back into your body because you are projecting your energy way over to where they are. Call all your energy back into your body. And you can just start with the simple statement. Take a deep breath. Put your hands over your heart, or at least one hand. Take another breath. Not just George Lean. A lot of y'all need to do this too. I know. I can see y'all. Take a deep breath. And just say this. My energy stays with me, and your energy stays with you. Your goal is not to meld into this other person. Your goal is to remain yourself while also connecting with this person. And that means healthy boundaries, energy boundaries. Okay. So call your energy back into your body. And if you are projecting all the way that far over there, that either means one of two things. Either you're anxious or that person is actually not moving towards you and you're overcompensating by moving towards him, over moving towards him. There's a difference between not running and walking with someone than like pouncing, energetically pouncing on the person out of scarcity of I don't do this right now, this person is going to go away. So call your energy back to your body and trust yourself. Thank you. Great question. All right, let's see. Linda says, I started a new project. Do you have any insights about this new direction? Okay, thank you for your question, Linda. Let's see what is coming up for you. Also, don't post your question 20 times for your people in the chat. I'll get to the ones I can get to. Trust. I like this new project. I do. So here's the thing. This may be a project and it might be work or career related or something, but this is one of those instances where you're being called to Okay, what I'm picking up is that your energy is fragmented. And what I mean by that is you have your work self and you have your other self. And you keep them kind of separate, is kind of what I'm getting. Does this make sense for you, Linda? And what I'm getting is for you, the key to the success of this project and other things you want to do is you're entering into a season where that artificial separation of work self, other self, including with the other self, your spiritual self, maybe even your woo woo witchy self is over here. You don't bring that over here. That barrier needs to come down for you. Your fragmentation is impacting your authenticity, and your authenticity is impacting what you can share in the world and who you can be in the world and what you can receive in the world. And so you're being asked, and this might feel uncomfortable, to allow this side over here, the spiritual, woo woo, witchy, creative, whatever side, to enter into your projects more. And if it's in there already, you're being asked to pull the curtain back all the way. If it's not in there at all, you're being asked to pull the curtain back all the way, not just a little. So the key to your success, because it can do all right, but if you want to be wildly successful, what I'm getting is you have to pull that curtain back and let people see who you really are. And that means being courageous, to show who you are and to bring your full self into this project. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see. All right. Is it Eloise or Elois? I'm not sure. Narcissistic husband has prostate cancer, no treatment yet, feeling guilty about leaving right now. Do you see an outcome? I think you know the outcome. You are keeping him alive with your energy. And I don't mean physically alive. You are propping him up and trying to fill the holes that he has in his spirit with your energy. And you trying to fill a God-sized hole, you can't. The hole that he is experiencing from the things, the emotional things that he has not yet addressed, cannot be filled by you. There's never enough. It's a bottomless pit. He keeps wanting more, and you keep giving your all, and then your all is not enough, and he keeps wanting more, and you keep pouring in and pouring in and pouring in, and then he also manipulates to get you to pour in when you're not even wanting to pour in, but you don't have a boundary with him, so you keep pouring in. And I tell you what, in a minute, he's not going to be the only one who's sick. If you continue in this way, you're going to have health problems. I'm already seeing issues in your womb. I don't know if this is fibroids or cysts or other reproductive health issues, especially around the womb, the uterus. You have to take care of yourself first and not pouring from an empty cup. And I'm going to say this one time. Your husband is responsible for his own healing. You cannot make someone heal, nor can you heal or fix them. He has to choose to want to do the work to heal what is truly ailing him, which is the underlying energetic imbalance that's causing the prostate cancer. You can't fix that for him. You can, if you choose to, support his choices to move towards healthy mind, body, and spirit, but you can't fix him. And you have some decisions to make about how you want to live your life and whether you want to be a host for a parasitic energy. That's a choice you have to make. And this is just real talk. But I think you already know that, but you need to hear it from me so that you can feel confident that what you feel is true. But you already know, so you don't need to hear it from me, but I'm going to say it anyway because there's other people in this group that need to hear it. I love you, and I see you making healthy choices for yourself. This is I think the theme from tonight for a lot of the questions and even from the earlier discussion is stop trying to pour from an empty cup. Your job is to fill up your cup first. It's like when you get on an airplane, what's the first thing they say? In the event that the oxygen mask fall down, do what? Put it on yourself first before you try to assist another person, including a child. Why? Because if you put it on everybody else first, and you try to take care of everybody else first without filling up your own cup and addressing your own needs, you're not going to be able to survive that. And in your being dysfunctional with that, you won't be able to help them either. But this is for you. This isn't even about them. You put your own oxygen mask on first. It's not selfish, it's self-care. Self-care is not selfish. So you got this. Linda said, wow, you nailed it. Thank you. I'm glad that was helpful for you, Linda. All right, let's see. We got another one. Angie Johnson Smith says, I took a leap of faith and moved to another state and city, feeling a bit nervous now about completing this transition. What do I need to know or do to fully step into this new phase of my life and work? Ooh, that's a really great question. All right, Angie, let me kind of tune in. Take a deep breath because I connect to energy and your breath helps me to connect to you. So take a deep breath. Okay. About this move to the new state or city. Okay, actually, I like this move. However, I'm getting the feeling that this is a transition move. I don't feel like this is the final move. This is a step that you need to take, but there's another step coming, or maybe even another move coming. I don't know that it's right away, but I feel like this is a step on the journey to someplace else, some physical destination or geographic destination other than where you just moved to. But I do like this, and I think that what you need to know about this transition and about your life is to trust yourself more. You really, actually, Andrew, you got a really great intuition, but you doubt yourself. You get the insight or the feeling or the thought or however your intuition works for you, and then there's a little chatter in your head that tells you to dismiss that. And so the more you learn how to trust that first voice, the better off you'll be, because it's going to lead you exactly where you want to be. And I don't just mean location, but it will lead you towards the people, places, situations that are really aligned with how you want to be, how you want to live. And so for you and for anyone who wants to learn how to trust themselves more and their intuition more, this is less about learning how to use your intuition and more about unlearning all the ways that we block our intuition. We come into this world as infants who have intuition, and then we get either socialized out of it or traumatized out of it. And then we shut down those pieces of ourselves that really know. And then we have to relearn how to trust, how to recognize and trust those pieces of ourselves. So for you, this is about trusting yourself. One of the things that I feel like about this, Angie, I feel like this this location feels peaceful. So I feel like that may be one of the reasons why you're here right now, is to kind of get grounded in a new energy before it's time for that next move. Um, yeah, I like this move for you for right now, but not like you need to be looking over your shoulder like, ooh, when am I going to move? When am I going to move? But just know that there's going to be another transition. But stay present in the present moment. Enjoy being there, and ground yourself, and don't worry about what's next, but just be present. Yeah, but I do like this location for you. Okay, Don Smith wants to know, do you have any spirit guides? Short answer is yes. Next question. No, I'm just kidding. You do. Great question, Don. Yes, you have spirit guides. Most of us, I've yet to have a client that did not walk this earth with lots of spirit guides. We tend to, through the media, cultural media, that we have a guardian angel, and what we have is a posse. It's like Verizon commercials, like, this is my network, and it's like faces as far as the eye can see. That's how we all are, whether we recognize it or not, whether we know it or not. We have so much support on the other side. We have physical ancestors, people that we share DNA and family bonds with, even if it's not blood bonds, but family bonds. We have angels. We have other beings and deities and whatever. And then we have spirit guides, which are people who have departed, who we may not have known them, and they may not be physically connected to us through biology, but something in their life experience equips them to help us with our life experience. You have so much help. Dawn, you do. Okay, so I know what you're thinking, because this is what everybody wants to know. Well, who are my guides? If I got all these guides, who are my guides? The first thing is, there's someone that you know. I think this is a family member or friend who is on the other side with a strong R name, a male. It's a male? I think it's male. I'm more clear about the R sound than I am about the gender. Strong R in their name, first name, middle name, last name, nickname, whatever you call them, is a strong R sound. This person jumped right in wanting you to know that they're here. They're also talking about a big change that's coming around career. They're telling me like, get ready. They're funny. They got jokes. So they're like, if you get ready, you don't have to stay. No, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So they kind of are laughing as they say this, but they're like, don't wait for the opportunity to show up and then try to scramble to catch it. Get yourself ready that if an ideal opportunity were to show up, that you're ready to take it. So that means, have your resume ready, but get yourself ready that if you just happen to have some synchronicity and meet someone tomorrow who has like a really great opportunity for you, a job, a project, a contract, or whatever, or a collaboration through your existing work, that you're ready. They're saying if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And they're laughing as they say this. So there's something coming as far as career that I really like. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. Peggy. Hi, Peggy. And my next question, I'm going to try to take a YouTube person because I think most of these people have been Facebook. Peggy wants to know, do I have any message? Yes. Someone on your ancestor team is saying you need to play more. You've been way too serious lately. Or even if it doesn't feel like serious, it's been too calculated lately, and that they're suggesting that you find a way to play like a child and not like an adult. When we play as adults, we play with an agenda. It needs to be justifiable. It needs to be in the budget, or we need to create something or produce something that is worthy to be seen, published, da 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 da. And when we were kids, we didn't concern ourselves with any of that. Like, figure out what your inner 6-year-old wants to do and then do that, and don't judge it. And, don't constrain it. And if you feel like you want to sign up for a fun class and it has 7 lessons and you only want lesson number 1 and 6, then just go to those 2 and don't worry about how much you spent for the whole package. Get the experience. Like, you're over planning because you're trying to control all the elements, and your angels want you to play more, like to be more spontaneous. Like, try that new recipe, paint that new accent wall, start that new project, rearrange the furniture in your room, or even go bigger than that. Go outside with a pack of sidewalk chalk and draw some shit. Like, don't overthink this. Do something fun that it doesn't even matter what other people think, or even if they see it. This is for you. And don't worry about, I must schedule it. Like, 20 minutes this week is better than trying to plan something for a week, next quarter. Like, you need to be more creative. It will help your energy flow. Energy is energy. Okay. Thank you for that question. Hey, Antoinette Jackson. What's up, Sora? How are you doing? Okay. I said I was going to take a YouTube question. Benny. Okay, Benny, is it time to step out of my current line of work into full spiritual work? Ooh. Okay, what they're telling me is that the way that you are asking the question, it gives a black and white answer. It's either this or that. And they're saying that there's some more nuances to this transition. Yes, do more spiritual work. Whether that means like I'm just going to quit my job and do it. If you feel guided to do it, sure. But you don't have to do it that way. Start increasing the spiritual work, the paid spiritual work. And then it will become clear when it's time to quit your current work. They're also suggesting that if your current work feels draining or demanding or frustrating for you, it's okay to get a different job that isn't as demanding, but may not be part of the career ladder. But it will take some of the pressure off of you of doing work that is draining, or working with people that are draining, that's preventing you from being able to have energy to pour into your healing work. So you're so, either mentally or emotionally or physically, energetically exhausted, beat down by the other work, that you're not actually investing your time in the spiritual work that you want to do. And so the answer may not be, well, just quit, although, you certainly can do that. But is there another job that can give me some income, but take off the pressure? And it may not even be in the same field that you're in. or it may not be the kind of job that has like advancement opportunity, which is fine, because if your goal is to go full time into healing, then you don't care about whether this other job over here has advancement opportunity, because your goal is not to advance in that career. So think about it more broadly. But I do get a yes about it's time to open yourself to providing more spiritual services to people. But it doesn't have to be an immediate, let me quit my job. Okay, does that make sense? There's some other ways to think about it, and maybe even some out of the box ways to think about it. You know, you never know. Is there something at your job that they can hire you as a contractor to provide spiritual services? Or it may not be spiritual services, but it may be workplace wellness. You got to be, sometimes the language you use in describing your work makes a difference about whether you get, a $100 one-time consumer client or a $10,000 contract for an employer who wants to provide services to their employees. They may not hire spiritual workers, but they sure do have a big ass budget for wellness work. You ain't hearing from me though. Literally drinking my tea. Hmm. Yes, you said for sure. Great, great, great. I'm so glad that that message was helpful for you, Benny. And Benny, let's connect offline. I think I owe you a call. I think I owe you a call. But yeah, let's connect offline. It's been too long. All right, let's see. Hattie, hey. Hattie says, is my life now as good as it's ever going to get? The short answer is no. The big answer is hell no. The answer is if you allow it to, it's going to get even way better than it is right now. But your perception that your peak is in your past is actually preventing you from experiencing another peak. So this is about a perception change and not about what is happening to me. Um, I feel like there's an internal shift that's emerging with you, and that there's some really beautiful stuff down the pipeline, but you got to open yourself up to it, and that's coming. By the way, tell your sister I said hello. Hey Danielle, thanks for tuning in. All right, let's see. Just trying to see some of the questions that I may have missed as things went really fast. Okay, another Angela Cameron. Hi from Nova Scotia. Hello, my Canadian friend. Do you have a message for me? All right, let's see. Let's take a deep breath. Let's see what's going on. Ah, oh, I like this. Good news is coming. It feels like an announcement. It's the kind of thing that's like a toast to good news, like, to celebrate this good news that's happening. I feel like there's a good news that's health related, either you or a loved one. There's a breakthrough in a health situation. Either someone's condition improves greatly, or they discover something that is considered, quote, a problem, but it's actually a relief, because now that the problem is out in the open, there's an easy treatment for it, and now they can move forward. So I don't know if this is you or someone very close to you, family, like loved one, someone, but I'm seeing like really good news with someone's health situation. So that's the message for you. Let me just see if there's anything else. I'm also seeing I see wedding ring. And so I don't know if you're married and this is a message about the marriage, or if there is a marriage coming, but I'm seeing wedding ring. So like there's a focus that's coming in this season for you on serious relationship, either the existing serious relationship or the one that's coming. So like that's going to be a highlight or a focus for you in this next season. A lot of movement or going deeper as far as not just relationships, but very close partnership, like life partner type thing. Okay. Thank you for your question, Angela. We're going to take one or two more. All right. Oh, this is a good question. Veronice, I hope I'm saying your name right. Veronice Mayfield. What is the buzzing in my bedroom? Is it environmental or spiritual? Well, first of all, turn your vibrator off. Oops, just kidding. Okay. So what is this buzz? Let me see. What does Spirit say about what is this buzz? What's the buzz? Oh, I do feel like, okay, it's environmental and energetic is what I'm getting. So there is something that has shifted in your environment that's like electrical or wireless or signal. Like there's something electrical or frequency that has shifted or activated or something. And but here's the thing. I feel like your level of sensitivity has increased because that's why you're able to hear it. I don't think that everyone can hear. Not there might be some people that can hear, but everyone is not hearing this noise. Is that the case? I feel like you ask somebody to listen and they didn't hear it, or it wasn't as loud for them. So I feel like this is a combination of, yes, there is a frequency happening in your environment, and also your level of sensitivity has increased to where either you can hear it or you can hear it on a level where it's bothering you. So first of all, get all of your electronics and your wiring checked, because there is something happening with that. And make sure, I'm also feeling like you in particular, and here's the thing, this is true for a lot of energy sensitive people. The world has changed drastically in the last 20 years with respect to wireless technology and the constant signals that we are being bombarded with, that for people who are energy sensitive, it can disrupt your energy system, okay? Or it can irritate your energy system. But because it's so commonplace that wireless is everywhere, many other people don't even realize that. I feel like some of the levels of anxiety that people are experiencing is from the constant electronic signals. And it's not everyone and not every empath, but if you fall into this category, maybe you don't need to have the wireless stuff on 24/7 in your home. But also, this isn't just that, it's also cell phone towers and cell signals and all that. Or look into some energetic medicine solutions that reduce the impact or block electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs. So Google that. I tend to keep a little crystal, like an Amazonite crystal, like they're so inexpensive, like $1 or $2, on top of my wireless router in my home, or next to my computer, or behind any major device that is wireless, to help deflect some of those. That's what works for me. It helps for me. Every person is different, and this may not apply to everyone, but if it's an easy experiment to do, to cost you less than $10, to put an Amazonite crystal, cleanse it and charge it first, behind all the major electronic, especially wireless devices in your home. Find all the routers and all of the smart TVs and all that stuff, and put it there and see if you experience a difference. This may not be what the buzzing noise is, but just in general, I feel like, Vernice, you are very sensitive to that kind of frequency. Also, this is an invitation to you to another form of self-care that involves grounding yourself, spending more time in nature, and having a daily grounding practice in the morning before you start your day, so that this kind of stuff has less of an impact on you. Does that make sense? So we all have a physical immune system. We also have an energetic immune system that we need to keep strong. It's a form of a boundary, an energy boundary. Okay. So yeah, thank you for your question. All right, let me see. We're going to do this one last question. Okay. All right. Keisha Tucker, question about angel numbers. I see them frequently. I feel like my guides are trying to send me a message. I just don't feel like I'm understanding the message. So, one, this is a question that comes up all the time. I actually have recorded several videos on this. So, go on my Facebook page, and under the videos, you'll see at least two different long videos just like this, where I did a Facebook Live to discuss angel numbers. That might be really insightful for you and anybody else who sees the angel number. And what are angel numbers? Like when you see 111 or 1111 or 1234, or you keep seeing the last four digits of your phone numbers or stuff like that. That's angel numbers. Generally, the short answer is it means that your angels, ancestors are just trying to get your attention. And for different people, sometimes it can have a specific meaning, but I feel like it's not a universal thing that when one person sees this, it means that. I feel like it's very individual according to what your ancestors want to tell you. So what 111 might mean for me might be different than 111 might mean for you, but it usually just means to start with, it means pay attention. Okay. But let me just check in and see what the angels know, if they have anything to say about what angel numbers mean for you. I feel like it's mostly a hey, I'm here kind of message for you. Okay. Sometimes we're overthinking it, thinking that it needs to be a deep message. But ask your ancestors and your angels to make it really plain and obvious what the message is if they have one for you. Like one of my prayers is, all right, show it to me big, make it obvious, make it plain, and keep showing it to me over and over until I get it. Thank you, amen. All right, let me see. Tamnisha says, why do I feel like you're talking to me through everyone? Because this is how these lives work, and it's why I do them from time to time. Is because when I answer a question for one person, it usually is an answer for many people through that person's question. You know, sometimes there's a message, you'll know because you relate to the message. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Let me scroll. Oh, and Dara says to the person who was when we were talking about EMFs and electromagnetic frequency, she says it gets shungite. Shungite is a type of crystal. Hey, Anitra. Hey, Balmy. Good to see you in here. You're welcome, Keisha. You're welcome, Dominitris. Okay. Let's see what else. Actually, I think that's it. I'm feeling complete. All right, I'm feeling complete. If there's anyone who wants an individual session, individual messages, or to ask questions privately, and we can go in depth, holler at me for a reading. You can book me through my website. Go to let me put it up on the screen, www.inspiredjamila.com. Let me see. I can put it on the screen. Okay. Let's see if it's in here. All right, you guys can see it, inspiredjamila.com. And you can, if you click on the orange schedule now button, that will take you to the scheduling page, and you can select what kind of reading you want. A general reading is called an intuitive clarity consultation. That means we can talk about all kinds of topics, for half an hour or an hour, and you can book online, just schedule yourself and make the payment through that website. For anyone who wants to do one-on-one. And also, I mentioned before, if you are not on my email list and you want to be, including to get notified about the empath course and the retreat, private message me with your first name and your email address. Make sure you spell it correctly, no typo, so that it can get to you, and then I can add you to the list of updates, so when I announce something new, it'll be there. Because I can post something on social media, but if you didn't check in that day, or just the algorithms are always changing, so sometimes you'll see it on social media, sometimes not. But if I send it to you in email, you'll get it. Make sure that it isn't in the spam folder. Okay, so thank you guys. I really I appreciate you hanging out with me. There's still 100 people online between YouTube and Facebook. So thanks for rocking with us, sister. Novella, hey, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you. Alicia Allen, hey, oh, thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate that. Hey, Sarah, thank you. Lacey, thank you. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Nicole, oh, you made it. Happy birthday week. She said the readings are life-changing. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. She said she received her answer, inspired by nature. Thank you. Izo, thank you. Thank you, Portia. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Kelly, I miss you. We need to connect. I miss you. Girl, come to Barbados. Kelly is my line sister, my Delta line sister. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Palace, also known as Sydney. Yeah, I love you guys. It's really great to be back on the live stream. It's been a really long time since I did one that was readings. Well, one in general, but especially one that was readings. So it felt really good to do that. I hope that I get to see some of you here at Barbados next summer for my retreat. And like I said, if you don't get my email newsletter, you can definitely sign up for that. Private message me on Facebook with your name and email address. Or if you're not on Facebook, if you're watching elsewhere, you can email me at the letter J, at inspiredjamila.com, INSPIREDJAMILA. You guys have a really, really, really great evening. Thank you. Oh, thank you, girl. Thanks. These crochet braids is the bomb. Hi, Latonda. Thank you, Melvin. How Veronica is a soror. Thank you. Afiba's a soror too. Hi, Afiba. Portia, you're still following the mini rating you gave. You know what? It's time for update. Okay, one more little thing for Portia. Portia, you have such a gift. I just gotta say this out loud, and maybe I'm even gonna call you out a little bit. You have such a gift. You are supposed to be doing animal healing, which you are doing through your employment work, but I am getting that you have a really beautiful, well-developed gift as an animal communicator, and that you have there are private clients waiting to work with you. They are waiting for you to step into this way of working so that they can give you big monies for helping them with their various animals, and that this is something that will be very rewarding to you emotionally. It will be the animals are waiting for you too, because they need you to help them communicate some things to their humans. um, so yeah, and I have some resources for you as far as people who do trainings and stuff for with animals, for either animal communication or animal Reiki. So message me, and I'm happy to share that. The first name that comes to my mind is Nancy Windhart. I don't know her personally, but I follow her on social media. Her energy is really beautiful. She does trainings for people who want to do that kind of work. Hey, Renee Morales. Good to see you in here. Thank you. Hi, Nakia. Yes, I would love to do a reading for you. Portia says, spot on. Girl, you are the animal whisperer. And you know it. So why are you hiding your gifts? Like, I know I'm calling you out publicly, but that's what happens when you show up on my live stream. All right, you guys, I love you. Have a really, really wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy I mean, February is almost done. Can you believe it? Enjoy. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.